Guys, there's a lot of tarot here, and I was called to have a lot of tarot here. So we're just going to start with the tarot, and we're going to see, because I was called to have a lot of confirmation as to what's happening. So we're going to see what's happening. Okay. The Empress. There's the rebirth right there. There it is. And remember, this happened beyond time and space. Congratulations, everyone. This was not easy to achieve. And we expand. There's New Earth right there. And look at the masculine. The masculine's expanding us into New Earth. It's not just enough to see it. We have to expand with it. We have to give the masculine permission to create with new templates to expand with us into New Earth. The energy, the masculine applied to the matter, the feminine, what we're creating, everybody. We're untwisting it. We're untwisting it. So we're going to get to work through the earth to restore balance. The Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. And remember, this is allowing the feminine to act now as well and move forward. To wish fulfillment, because of the connection. And it was found with the Priestess. Darkness into darkness is the key to all mysteries. And this is what allowed us to restore balance. This is where we started off on our last reading. Thank you to the High Priestess and La Luna, the feminine, right here, to work with the cup. Because remember, we're moving forward with our truths. We're not staying stuck anymore. We're not staying stuck in fear. This is about moving forth from the Nine of Swords. Because we understand what action means. Look, the Seven of Wands is here, and it's the healing that's going to release our burdens and allow the masculine to rise. So we're just going to heal with force. We're just going to do it. Let's confirm it. Okay. Let's confirm it. Oh yes, the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is here to help us to heal from the Nine of Swords, our fears. We're going to see through our illusions. Remember, this is about the Seven of Cups. Right on over here. And that is going to allow us to create peace and to expand with the energies of home, of our new home, of what we came here to build. And it's connected to nature. It's connected to source energy. We had to reconnect to source energy in order to get here. Yes, and let's confirm it one more time to the power of 3. Here we go. Just going to the Star. Now it's being blessed with the energies of New Earth. There's the healing we need, the access to the knowledge. And what I love about this knowledge, it was from the dawns of time, but it's expanded into the future through the now. Seven of Swords. We're going to heal from the trickery, because the Empress, the feminine, is giving us our rebirth. She's granted it for us, and we're going to grow from it. The Empress is here again to help us to heal and move on from the Three of Swords, from the lies, from the deception, from the old to the new. We're gonna receive a message, and it's connected to the Six of Cups, the restoration to innocence, and it's going to allow us to do alchemy and master self that much more. And we're gonna find out what this is connected to right now. Right now. What is this connected to? What is being activated here? We're going to use the Sacred Geometry Oracle, the Phoenix's Gateway. Yeah, we're shape-shifting. Unlimited potential. Consciously creating reality with shapeshifter inner knowledge and ancient wisdom with the egg of life, the key to your blueprint. Our body is safe and loved. Now, we're gonna get a reshuffle. What is being activated within these pictures? What is being activated within these pictures? What is, oh, there it is. What's being activated? There we go. Shape-shifting, and it's connected to our vitality. Exercise your whole being, because we're awakening to the Akashic Records and consciousness revolution. Inner knowledge and ancient wisdom. I am able to shift my thoughts and perceptions to keep myself aligned with the ever-evolving energetic changes we experience on a daily level. Now, this has come into our messages of the White Buffalo and Shapeshifter. A shapeshifter is someone or something that seems able to change form or identity at will. Even though as humans we cannot physically change from one form to another, we have the ability to shift our energy patterns by using different vibrations and frequencies to ultimately change our energetic bodies. And that's what we're doing. And that's what we're learning how to do. We've been learning how to drive our MERKABAH, everybody. And now we're graduating. We're getting our license. This card is being presented to us today to show us that we have the ability to reach our desired outcomes by making certain changes in our thought processes, and by being more flexible, we can achieve our goals. And this is healing now with that Five of Swords charge. That's what we're setting forth to achieve. And it's connected to the 3, and that's why we're having our rebirth with this center. And we have received this message before, guys. It's connected to the Shakana or Inca cross. And this can be found throughout South Africa in one form or another. Translated, Shakana means bridge or stairway to heaven. It connects heaven and earth, the spiritual existence, with the physical experience. It is sacred and a mysterious symbol, which holds the key to many of the ancient knowings that connect us within this universe. It's found in much of the Andean architecture. And this is letting us know we're being protected, but this has to very deep to do with that within. Remember, this transformation is happening within. It's connected to you. A rebirth deep within. It's happening within here. Now, the Shakana is a portal and an activator for all things metaphysical. It is truly the shape-shifting geometry depending upon how you perceive it. This sacred geometry within this shape is vast. And it's also able to use frequencies to work with our healing, and that's what we're understanding. It's frequencies and vibrations, sound healing, healing with sound, understanding our connection to sound of the unspoken languages. And this is also connected to the MERKABAH, and we know that that's the representation of body, mind, and spirit being in perfect harmony when counter-rotating in balance, and it's connected to the Fibonacci numbers, which are also connected to our DNA. And this is where it gets even more incredible. This is the connection to the Shakana. And there's much to go with a deep, deep connection to using harmonics to create the perfect harmonies throughout our lifetimes. And that's what we're doing. We came here to create harmony. That's why we say, we came here to harmonize. That's what it's about. It's about harmonization. And it's beautiful. And that's how we uplift vibration. That's how we heal and unite together and uplift vibration for all of us to expand here with. And this is what we're really doing. It's connected to the golden mean, the golden triangle, and is a true testament to sacred geometry being the architecture of the universe. And that's beautiful, and this is what I believe. And this has helped me to heal and expand more than anything, is working with sacred geometry and understanding that it is the architecture of the universe, and hearing people we've come full circle again, discussing there's going to be some universal truths. And when you talk to many people that have been on spiritual quests, they'll tell you they've seen sacred geometry, and that's gorgeous. That's a gorgeous, gorgeous connection that we get to make. It's also connected to Metatron's cube and vector equilibrium, and we know what that means. It means we equal the same within as we do without, and that's what we're achieving, everybody. Confirmation right there from the universe. All right, guys, I want to know what archetypes that the masculine is working with right now during this part of the transformation, and then we're gonna close out with the Patch Tarot. Guys, I really love this. We're being put under pressure right now. I keep reminding myself through all this transformation work, oh yeah, 2021 is gonna be here. Gotta see this. Wanna see what happens on the 21st. Gotta keep going. Alright. What is the masculine working with? Alright, what is the masculine working with? Okay. The temple, the castle, and the queen. Of course. The temple, the castle, the queen, because it's moving forth to self. And it has to do with the thread and the village. Because we're working with the creator. And to create, we have to destroy. And we know that the masculine is the box. And that's why we've really reached a dead end, guys. We have to understand that the box needs its space too, not just the sphere. We have to expand with the box. We're going to heal with force. We're going to heal with how we act. And it's going to allow us to create something completely new with the stone here. And the pilgrim understands this. The pilgrim understands that we're a traveler on an adventure to expand from the old through the present with the future. But the future is connected to the past. But we're active within the moment. And when we're active within the moment, we're going to use the mother energy with the shaman and our flame and rebirth. And it has to do with the sweet nectars of life. And the sweet nectars of life right now are healing with the Father. And we're going to do it very poetically. And in order to release this, we're going to be scribing, we're going to be creating with poetry, we're going to be creating through the written word, because this is connected to the unspoken languages, and much of it's happening through the vessel. We are the vessel, we are the sacred container, and we're going to heal. You know what, guys? Through all this healing, we're going to be the healer. We're going to become the healer and activate others to heal. And it's through love. And this love happened from deep within the cave. And it's all about loving self. The orphan is here because we have to love self and we have to offer love to self. And this is what we're healing from within to without. This is the core healing from the Three of Swords. There's somebody within and they're looking for love. And this is the inner child and this is part of self. And it's connected to the sacred vessel. It's connected to the temple. It's connected to the body. It's connected to a healing deep within. And it's like the moon is trying to show us this. And not seeing this is creating a shadow. And it's just time for us to expand and use our wisdom. The crone is the energy of our wisdom, of understanding that we just need to expand. Now, these are the main messages, and we're going to share these and get these messages officially from the book. And then we're going to expand off of this, the rest of the messages, to really understand what's happening here within the sequence. The temple, the sanctuary, the shrine, and the altar. When we think of the temple, we often envision an architectural structure in a far-off land. We are quick to distance ourselves from the sacred, assuming we must expend much effort in order to arrive there. Yet, the temple is a universal, omnipresent energy, accessible in the highest and lowest, richest and poorest of places. Visiting the temple might be as simple as stepping into the dappled light of the forest, slowly and sensuously kissing a lover, or closing your eyes to travel inward. And those are some beautiful imagery. But really think about those feelings connected to that. Like, how would you be feeling? Think about that light in the forest, the dappled light in the forest, slowly and sensuously kissing a lover, or just closing your eyes and traveling inward. Like Max is still doing, my sleeping dog over here. This card is here to call you to re-examine what you pay homage to and what you reject. What do you spend your time worshiping? Your phone? Money? Material goods? What barriers do you draw between yourself and the sacred? Perhaps there is room on your altar for something new, something surprising, offering it to the heavens. So there's a connection here for the reverence for all, as life is a sanctuary, but we've blocked ourselves from receiving something, and we don't want to get, too caught up in material items. And also too, our phone can be toxic for us if we're not careful. It can be an addiction. It's feeding that impulse constantly. And like, you ever tried to go put your phone in a drawer and it's just calling to you, like, you want to feed that impulse? We have to do impulse control healing everywhere. And this may be something that's being reflected back to you in order to honor your healing today. But the masculine is healing, and a healing with what's natural. So we're going to honor that. And this is connected to the castle. And before we move forth here to the castle, we just must remember our phones are not gods. Our phones are not, you know, doctors and lawyers and all these things. Like, our phones have become everything for us. And yeah, that was really beneficial. We needed to see that we don't need all these people to be whole from the templates of old earth. But now we're in that tricky, sticky, icky phase in the center, where now, like, we've replaced our phone with all those things helping us to see and honor. We can do so much through self and with self. But now we just have to, you know, finish healing with listening to self within and understanding that, okay, our phone is a useful tool that has helped us along the path. But now we have to finish, you know, repairing that connection within. And it's connected to this cord that's here, the sacred cord, and the creator. The castle, the palace, the penthouse, the fortress. It's no wonder fairy tales tell of sleeping princesses within castle walls. Like most archetypes, the castle is loaded with duality. It represents abundant riches, seductive fantasy, ornate wonders, and lavish adornments. Yet the walls are thick, cold, and shadowy. This points to a tendency to hold on to possessions, quite possibly even literally a home, or a position that project the image of achievement, while the soul longs to run barefoot in the forest, leaving it all behind. And boy, I'm sure many of us know how this feels. I'll never forget when I really understood this. You know, I bought this gorgeous home, had, you know, the car is this gorgeous house. Everything looked perfect, but inside my soul was dying. And I remember just laying on my kitchen floor, crumpled up into a little ball, just praying to the divine that to feed my soul, and understanding that our possessions don't mean that we've made it. And you know, when all of my possessions were lost, when I lost everything, I really was humbled, and I got to see what was really important. And it was the relationships with the people that I had in my life, and love and connection. And I mean, stuff can just be replaced. And this is a lot of what the masculine's learning right now. A lot of our achievements have been put into our possessions. What it looks like, not what it is. And we know that that has not created a happy home. It hasn't created these happy, loving, supportive communities that allow us to thrive and expand with growth for self, with growth for humanity, with healing the earth. No, we've been stuck in these templates with these possessions, and like, let's just, you know, rob, take, cheat, and steal to get whatever it is so we can, you know, that saying, keeping up with the Joneses. And it's not about that anymore. It's about healing. We're understanding that the new currency is healing. Where it's at is healing. It's thriving. It's connection. And stuff is stuff. And I mean, it's funny too, as human nature. Like, we go and we have loony stores, and we go and make all this stuff out of plastics just for like a single use. And then it's, you know, we need to start thinking more long term. We need to start thinking with love and light and expansion for all of life. And that's what we're learning. And, you know, the castle lulls us with its spell of materialism, and we fall asleep to our deepest dreams. The castle can even be a motivating force, an enchanting goal to travel towards, but it's best not to linger within the walls of this decadent deception for too long. Ooh, sounds like a gingerbread house. A gingerbread house that Hansel and Gretel were going to get, and then once they got inside, they were lunch. Yeah, this is just connected to materialism and what we're letting go of, and the masculine is figuring this out. So now the masculine is moving forth to the experience and energy of the queen to transform. The queen, the empress, The Mother Queen, the Sovereign. Like her counterpart, the King, the Queen has a dualistic nature. Either she presides over the realm with grace and eloquence that comes from the heavens to uplift the spirit of others, or she falls into petty, contemptuous moods, casting a shadow across the land. If the king is the ego, the queen is the expression of that ego in the world. She is the lotus's bloom, the dancer's bow, the moon's radiant reflection. When the queen is seated in her rightful and righteous place, she is patient and forgiving. She waits for the grace of God and goddesses to move through her, striving and grasping for nothing. To be the benevolent leader, to embody the queen, is to settle into deep trust, resolve, and power. The loyal queen fears nothing, for divinity itself cradles her heart. And this is the embodiment of grace, courage, to resolve in stillness. And this is what the masculine is healing with, the queen. And remember, if the queen is connected to the king, and the king represents healing from ego, and that's what we're doing. All of these messages line up to say that we're healing from our material possessions, and we're understanding the sweet nectars of life are going to heal us, and they're natural, and they're created. They're not bought in the store. They're created here with us and the creator. Through the self, and that's where we're going, the self. The self, the soul, the witness, the watcher. The self is the prism that allows the spectrum of our personalities to radiate. It does not judge, prohibit, suppress, or oppress any of its parts, as it lovingly knows that all aspects have a time and a place, leading us to experience the full breadth of life's offerings. Ooh, the full breadth. The self is the central abiding container, the awareness of the infinite universe of possibilities, appearing today to call a step back into witness consciousness, to observe yourself navigating the world. Ask yourself, am I the stew or am I the chef? In most situations, your ego draws us into the cauldron where we swirl, we spin, and we smolder in chaos. Yet, the self is a graceful culinary dancer, watching, waiting, and observing as the spectrum of ingredients become the flavor of our life. Look in the mirror for 30 seconds or more and attempt to see the you behind the you. And guys, this is very key. You know, I don't know if any of you have heard that saying, like, we wish and wish and wish, you know, for some cake. And then the universe delivers us all the ingredients to make this cake, the flour, the sugar, and whatever else is going in it, right? And we don't want to make it. We just want the cake delivered to us. That's not life. And we're honoring that experience because we came here to create. And we are the culinary master, and we're mastering self. And remember, we're becoming more multi-dimensional, so we're mastering a lot of arts in order to become self. And this is allowing us to work with the thread. The thread, the path, the vein, the circuit. Life is a tangle. So much happens simultaneously and circuitously, leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distractions. Ain't that the truth, guys? When we connect to the energy of the thread, however, we strike the deepest vein in the body. Our whole being responds to its tug, meaning it's pumped through our bloodstream. Our mind and spirits are lifted. we remember who we are and what we came into this world to do. And this is what we're all experiencing, so many of us right now. Through this, we're happening on the most profound level. It could be the simplest incident that activates the thread. A song, an image, a conversation heard in passing. No matter how confusing and multi-layered our modern lives become, if we are connected to the thread, we are free. Being tethered to it is the only anchor our heart requires. And it's the circuit of meaning within chaos. And that's the main message, guys. There is a circuit, a thread, a main meaning that we're connecting to and we're thriving through and with, like an umbilical cord. And it's feeding us and it's helping us along the way to see what's real here, to connect to what's real and see through the illusions. And much of it, it's showing us within the sequences of messages that it's not possessions, and it's not taking from the earth to build all these material possessions to show our love, to show that we've achieved something here on this planet. It's not that. We've been misled. We've been programmed to believe something it's not, and no wonder why we're not in happiness. No wonder why we're so confused. No wonder why we're in such chaos. Because this is not naturally what we came here to create in order to experience happiness. So we're moving forth to that connection to this cord to understand what is, and we're recreating things around here, and right now we're really amping things up. So, you know, the masculine and feminine can continue doing what we came here to do, and this is gorgeous. And it's connected to the village, the hometown, the family, the tribe. The village presents us with a conundrum. On one hand, it's the place that feels most like home, the place to which you can always return. Nostalgia and comfort draw us back. On the other hand, it's the very place you must leave in order to grow. Around the village, an unspoken boundary exists, and one most villagers do not want you to cross. Through some support, you're leaving. Still, you hear whispers of doubt as you venture beyond its borders, leaving them behind. The energy of the village is present anytime we feel restricted by a certain group, community, family, place, or ideology. It may have served us in the past, yet staying within its parameters will never, ever saturate our thirst for life. Thank the village for all it's provided, knowing you will someday return, but for now, the world awaits. So the masculine's leaving the constraints and confinements of old earth and home to go to new earth, to thrive in a space and place that allows expansion. And the villages of old earth are not allowing this, right? And that's why we're raising our vibration and we're going up to continue to build and amp up the building of new earth, because this is the time we're in, guys, and we're the leaders. We're the leaders in this and going first, and there's a humble charge here. And these messages are going to show the times we're in, right? We know when we usher in 2021 of this year, a lot of things will be changed, because we're really going to go forth with that stability that's creating the golden ages, so we can officially usher them in 2050. You know, we have 30 years left to continue to build and expand and create. And wow, it's going to be a spectacular time of transformation. But it always is, right? It always is. So we're going to work with the father energies, with dad and son. And we're going to listen to one another. And this is understanding that, yes, this archetype hasn't been the most emotional, caring, nurturing figure that has been there throughout, most of time. There's been a lot of abandonment issues with the masculine, as well as, not being connected enough to our emotions. But that is what's changing here. That's why we're working so intensely with the cups, so that the masculine can nurture thyself, honor thyself, and allow expansion. And we're moving today to heal with the masculine. And we understand the masculine is just a man, human, with dualities. Guys, we're healing from dualities here. So the box is here. And we know that the masculine creates within the box, the feminine within the sphere. And this is understanding that this box is here to contain us. It doesn't really like expansion. And look at how many layers this box is. It's showing us that no matter how much we expand, there's still another layer that wants to keep us confined within the box. And we're not liking this anymore. The self is not feeling this anymore. The self really wants to connect and expand with this thread. So we've reached a dead end. There's no more we can go, and this dead end is an active dead end. We've actively reached a dead end because now we're moving forth. And this is a very spectacular energy because it is active, and that's what I love about it so much. So we're going to end to begin again. So now that's why the destroyer showed up. The destroyer showed up because it's time to destroy what's not working. And it's connected to those villages that are not allowing us to expand, that just flew right off the desk. So we're going to begin creating, and this is the energy that I love more than anything, because the creator fills the void with light and colors. And by the time the creator's done with filling that void, the void is extremely full, but there's still room for advancement. There's still room for connection. There's still room to have growth from that void. Whatever the creator is creating, it makes you want to be a part of it and expand off of it, from it, with it. It's spectacular energy, because we're healing from the shadows, and that's why the shadows made itself present here. We're going to heal from duality. There's a connection here, and we're going to heal with our shadow selves. We're going to face it. And many of us, we just continue hiding in the matrix, hiding in the templates of old earth, because we don't want to face our shadows. But that's not what's happening. We're feeling confined now, so we're going to create anew. And that's why the Cronus showed up today. The Cronus has showed up because the Cronus is going to help us to expand with the destroyer, our shadow selves, and the creator, and make sense of it all. This is a very magical space. This is working with the feminine. The energies of youth as well as wisdom are present here. It's a triple goddess transformation. So we understand it's time to make an offering. And this offering is connected to love. And this is just feeling love. This is not like, I'm going to go buy you some flowers and some chocolates and now you're going to love me. Or I'm going to go buy you this brand new house and now you're going to love me. No, this is it. This is real love. This is raw, passionate, authentic, as real as it gets. Right down to the nitty gritty. And it's because the orphan within, the inner child, needs love. We're not hearing the inner child. We need to have a transformation, and it's connected to the serpent energy. And it's going to allow us to heal. It's going to understand that working with the serpent energy is going to allow us to heal. And it's connected to love, past, present, and future. And that's why the crone is here. The crone is here because the crone knows. We need the energy confirmation right there from the crystal dropping. Sorry, Mr. Crystal. That we need the energies of past, present, and future in order to understand the full embodiment of healing of past, present, and future, and understanding it's not linear. It's a spiral. So we're going to go within, and we're going to give the orphan the love that it needs. Ooh, some more confirmation from the crystals. The orphan's now going to have the love that they need within the cave. That's very important. Because what that's going to allow us to do is it's going to allow our flame to burn this much brighter. And this is connected to the lighthouse energy and understanding. We need that lighthouse to be at full throttle. We're going to use the energy of the pilgrim to do so. And the pilgrim is the great voyager and understanding all of this life is for experience gained. And it's connected to the poet. And the poet is working with the shaman. And we're going to see the shaman within a minute, okay, guys? But the pilgrim and the poet are working together with our flame. And this is helping us to creatively expand with those truths and working with the creator there. We're going to creatively expand with our truths. And share them with the world. Because we came here to share them with the world. And we're understanding this. And this has to do with the vessel, us being the vessel. That's what's being cracked open. We've been cracked open. And it's to do now some healing with the mother energies, the nurturer, the great nurturer, because the mother not only gave us birth and she allowed us to feed from her in order to thrive and have our beginning, but she also can protect us to the point of constricting our new beginning. But the energy of the stone is coming in to temper that. And the stone is connected to the temple. And this is what they've shown me. And this is understanding that the stone has seen generation after generation of our people expanding here. The stone is old. The stone is older than, our watching a generation evolve. The stone has watched many generations evolve. So we're going to use this energy, this ancient wisdom to apply to the temple, and we're going to understand even deeper what we're doing here. We have to allow this expansion from this space, and it's by working with the shaman. The shaman is naturally communing with other worlds in order to retrieve pieces of self, pieces of the story of humanity in order to heal humanity's healing song. And the shaman's been working hard, traveling the world in order to do so. And it's to work with the sweet nectars of life. And this is understanding the sweet nectars of life actually offer healing, and this is connected to the honeybee. The nectar, the medicine, the elixir, the garden. In Hindu mythology, there is a miraculous substance known as amrit, or nectar, that contains infinite healing power. This golden nectar, or sacred elixir, is the drink of immortality and, like its sister substance, soma, is known to activate subtle intelligent forces that ease the mind, body, and spirit. Through esoteric, these images lead us to the central energy of this archetype, the sweet, potent, heavenly essence that lubricates our spirit back to life. And that's what we're doing, everyone. We're lubricating our spirits back to life. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. The nectar calls us to identify and relish in places, practices, people, and activities that regenerate and heal. And this is what's being offered. This is what's being activated. This is what's happening, guys. So we're going to be in a whole new form of healing. And we really need this. We really need this. This medicine is needed, and it comes from subtle forms you may be overlooking. Seek the most sensuous, fragrant flower in the garden. You have forgotten. Don't underestimate this remedy. It is said when someone has activated this substance within, it is reflected in their shimmering eyes. So guys, look at that. We've activated this within with all this healing work. Remember, this started off with the Four of Swords. And it was from the Three of Swords, Ace of Swords, healing that's being offered. And yeah, it's through a challenge. But then look, we're going to go back within the past to look towards the past. We're going to travel back there, but we're going to heal from there. Who knows? Maybe some of you are traveling back there to heal there. And look at it with new eyes. And it's going to allow us to heal. And something we've long forgotten, we're going to see with new eyes. And it's going to allow us healing and to catapult us into the future. And it's connected to, there was the next 3 cards on the bottom of the deck. This was it. It was the river. So something's going to be reflected back to us, okay? And it's going to allow us to see the opposite side of the coin. And they're showing me like this will be flipped. So we're going back to something and we're going to see it in reflected reversed. And this reflected reversal will allow us to like flip the script. And we're literally going to flip the script. And we're going to go from negative to positive. But we had to have this experience to do so when we're honoring it. And it's connected to a seed. A seed has been planted deep within. And they're showing me that this is connected to the vision that I shared here. Where I shared that within the shower, I made the shape of the 2 triangles coming together in order to make the shape of unconditional love. And when I did that, they planted a seed within my womb and said it was going to be birthed. And guys, we're birthing. Whatever we're working on here within this sequence, we're birthing something that's connected to new earth. And it has to do with the ring. And this is where we're going to be starting on our next reading. What this means. I was going this way. And I feel called to go this way first. So let's just see what's happening here. The Ace of Wands. Our action. This is how we're going to act. This is how we're going to not force ourselves. We're going to allow healing, but it's time. It's time to act. It's time to act on healing and expanding with our chakras into new earth. This is what they're showing me. And it's connected to the 7 of Swords, but the Ace. We're going to see something, and it has to do with from old patterning to do. It's going to new, how we're shifting through the earth to restore balance with the 6 of Pentacles. Growth, that is our growth. Okay, so we're going to work together to restore balance through the earth. The 9 of Wands and the 8 of Wands is here with the Chariot. We actually have enough energy here to start a car. We're gonna do so, and it's a peaceful car. It's a peaceful one. Yeah. So we understand now how to create. We're not abusing our power anymore. We've untwisted things with allowing the masculine to heal from their heartache and act on it. Not just to stay in the sphere and see it. Not to stay in suffering and anguish. We're acting on it. So now we're going to ascend. We're using that sword. To expand from where we feel separate. And the wheel's gonna turn, guys. The wheel's turning. And the wheel's turning with our truth. And I'm excited to see where we're going. And look, it's because we're working with the child. We have possibilities now. We're not distracted. Because we're playing. That's to do with the 10 of Wands. We have to play. This is giving us our success. Because we're revealing our light. Look, we're not concealing it. Look at how deep this expansion is. And yes, of course, because we've restored structure. with the masculine energy and healed from tyranny. This is perfect. This is right on point. And now we have a completion and an embodiment. This is what we're doing here. You can see it. Right in there. That's us right there. Alright guys, love, light, and healing energy sent your way to create with today. I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.